Hi, I'm Myri, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about how I went to Why Don't We's Roblox launch party and how they noticed me on the same day. So let's get started. Mind you, the launch party went from March 5th to March 7th at certain times, and I'm a new Limelight, so this was a really fun deal to go to. And another little deal that you should keep in mind is this is my first virtual concert and my second concert, and so when the boys were like promoting the launch party on their Instas, the band account, and individually, I told myself I'm gonna go. So when March 5th rolled around, thanks to Apple, I cannot download anything, so I had to take my mom's phone. Of course she knew, because I told her before the show, before the days, so like a week or so before, so she knew exactly what I was doing. This songs that they were playing was Slow Down, 8 letters, Lotus In, following the Adrenaline one. The countdown only was Love Song. So they didn't perform Love Song, sadly. I wish they did, but I'm grateful for the songs that they played. They also did a Q&A at the end. So when I downloaded Roblox, made my username and my password, which I wrote down, of course, because forgetful here, I made my avatar. It took me 5 whole minutes to find the launch party, which it shouldn't have took me, but it did, because I didn't know what it would have looked like. So I found it, got in, clicked that little play thing, and I saw the time. There was 37 minutes left before the first show took off, which was exciting. So what I had done with my own phone is I took some pictures and posted it on my Insta, which I made go from private to public, because it's back on private now. So yeah, I mentioned their band account and the boys individually, the show that I was going, and that I was there, and the little deal for waiting for it, and I went full screen for that. So, and in my little 21-year-old mind, I was like, they're never going to see this. This is pointless. So, but we'll find out at the end if it was pointless or not. But then it got down to 20 minutes, and in my head I was like, oh my gosh, 20 minutes! 20 minutes! I was so excited. I was like, hurry up, time, hurry up. I'm impatient with the time, because I couldn't wait. I really could not wait to see the boys. Even if it was pre-recorded. Yeah. And I was super excited. I'm not exaggerating any of this. So, yeah. So then it gets down to 10 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh, 10 minutes, 10 minutes till the show starts. I'm still screaming in my head from excitement. I was vibing to the music that was playing before the show started. So like the countdown, like music, which were the same songs that they were performing except for a love song that was only heard on the countdown. And then it got down to one minute. I was like, 1 minute till the show starts. And then it gets down to 42 seconds, and then like it does this weird thing where it takes you through a tour of the house and then sets back with the screen so you can watch the boys. And I had to put it back on full screen, because when I did that, it took me to like where you could see the whole thing, the house, the pool, the other people that were in to watch, and the big old giant screen to watch them on. And you can watch it like on mini screen or full. I went full because the experience would have been like, yeah. So then it gets down to that 1 second and then it starts playing. I was like, yes, the show's about to start. And when the boys came down the stairs, that looked real, felt real to me anyways. I don't know about the others who went. I have no idea how they felt or like any of that, but I know exactly from my own experience that it like was the most amazing thing that I went to. And then they finished performing all of the songs that I said, and then they went to the Q&A, which was so funny. It made me laugh because of their answers. But when they were talking about what their favorite song was, I was like, mine's Lotus In, and none of them chose Lotus In. I was like livid. Just kidding, I wasn't actually for real like livid. I was like, why? Y'all did me this way with Lotus In, because that song's just, no. Yeah. And then the Q&A finished. They were finished with the whole show, and they said thank you to go on to the next day, which went right back to the countdown and how many days was left for it, for the next two shows, which was Saturday, March 6th, and the last show, the fourth one, was March 7th, and then the show was done. I don't know if you guys can go back and watch it again, but I highly doubt that. So when it was all finished, I went to my Insta to see who viewed my story, because in my mind I was like, they're like still, I was like, they didn't see it, so oh well. So this is how they noticed me. So this is where you guys find out if they did notice me, if they see my story. Well, when I went to my story and clicked on the view thing, see who viewed it, and I was scrolling, and then I see the Why Don't We Music username, and in the back of my head I was like, okay, this is a fan account, because most of the most fan accounts will have something similar to the boys' fan account. So I was like, it's just a fan, but let me make sure. And when I clicked on Why Don't We Music, it took me to the brand account, which is verified, and I'm sitting there like, what? No, somebody's playing a prank on me. And I put my hand, I was like, no, they saw my story. No way. And then I started hyperventilating. I got up off my bed, because that's where I watched the show. I got up off my bed with my phone, and I was like, with one hand on my head still, my phone in the other, and I was like walking around hyperventilating, like, oh my gosh, why don't we saw my story? Oh my gosh. I was like, this has to be a joke. And my brother and my sister were in the living room, which is where I'm recording this at, well, filming. And my brother pipes in and goes, "What's her problem?" And my sister goes, "I don't know." So I walk into my doorway and I told them exactly what happened. Because my sister before that, went to see why I was like hyperventilating before I walked into my doorway to explain. And so I said, why don't we, my new favorite boy band, noticed me on Instagram because I went to their Roblox launch party. And it made me happy. I'm not even kidding, it really did. And my brother goes, "Oh my gosh." And my sister is just quiet. I'm like, what? You would freak out too if someone you were a fan of noticed you, wouldn't you? He's like, no. I'm like, yeah, you would. Because mine did. And I was like, screaming. My mom's like, calm down. Like, very, like, so yeah, that's the whole story. But you can go to my Instagram and, like, request to follow me, and I have a screenshot of it on my post and the deal to the story, so you can see the proof right there. So, yeah, until next time. So, yeah.